Alrighty here. Good morning, everybody. Jack Gleason with StartupTrading.com. It is 9:10 here, second trading day of the year, and title of the video is "Can we trade the same anchor new low?" It's Friday, even though it doesn't really feel that way. Um, so let me go over that. We're looking at the Nasdaq, and I'm actually gonna back out a little bit to the hourly chart. The bigger level below that I really want to see us trade has not yet traded, and that's 20,875. It's going to be interesting when we do trade that. That's a higher time frame extension. But in this sell-off, at any point in time, we do want to be aware of the possibility of us rotating into the full halfway back short from the beginning of the sell-off. So whether that is today in a power squeeze or most likely at some point next week. Just be aware of that. But in the meantime, we've had this extension that began in the overnight session from Thursday. We've traded it multiple times to target in both of the indexes we watch. The last time, let's see here. Let me move this anchor. So the last time we traded this anchor to target was to the Monday low, and the Monday low completed yesterday in that afternoon or afternoon sell-off. But yesterday's resistance, I had drawn it to the new what is the Wednesday night low. Felt like a Sunday night low, but that Wednesday night low to give me my resistance levels. And now that we've made a whole new low here again, I'm taking that same anchor to the new low, and that's going to give me my premium zone here for the day. So looking for shorts and really no longs, at least in the first part of the day, below that anchor's 38% retracement, and that's going to be at 21,330. So everything from 21,330 which to 21,443, which I believe lines up with Perry's value areas in the Nasdaq, is going to be where I'm looking for short sequences. Now, out of the lows yesterday, there was a really impressive long, and it was very technical. We spent 50 minutes going sideways. I mean, it was literally textbook. 50 minutes going sideways. The S&P 500 makes a new low. You get that divergence. Immediately thereafter, we put trend bars up in the ES and the NQ, and then we come into a halfway back long right before 3 o'clock. That's instantly reversed, and then we bid that to target. Now, once we completed that, that low from 255 to high traded into the close about 25 minutes before the close. In the overnight session, we retraced the 38, and then we just kind of rallied out of here. Now, because of the technical bid out of low, I would want to respect any full halfway back long. But the first thing I'm going to be interested in once we open is just depending on the volatility. If the volatility is lower, it's probably better for these longs. But I'm going to draw this traditional from that 230 or 335 low to whatever that high is, and that's going to give me an RTH level. So I want to be aware of those two. Now, this break, I'm not really expecting this low to be taken out, at least in the morning session, without trading this extension. I think this low might hold for a bit. So I will be a little more aggressive above what I would consider the premium level. And in fact, I'm actually going to use two different premium zones here. One is just that old negative 23, which I really don't believe we're going to close below this level today, this 20,930. That's an old negative 23 from the same extension I'm mentioning. And then I'm going to draw this up to that first traditional. I really just don't believe we're going to spend a whole lot of time below that. That was a pretty solid bottom with a very clean and clear reversal here. So that is what I'll have for the NQ. Moving on to the S&P 500, we have completed. I'm going to go to an hourly chart with the extended session on. We have completed the extension. The Nasdaq did not complete it. The ES did. That is from the overnight lows once again of Friday to low. We traded it on Friday, completed targets on Monday, all the way down to a negative 61. That same anchor new low traded beautifully pre-market yesterday and then completed, and that's really what gave us our low. It is most likely that we actually come all the way back up and trade this extension again. So the 38% retracement is going to be a 59.50 quarter, and the 50% retracement is going to be a 59.72. Those are going to be the two levels to watch for a reaction. You saw the reaction yesterday. I think you're going to see it here again. We are in since completing this extension here on yesterday's low. That was the discount level, 58.81's beautiful reaction. And just like the NASDAQ, the ES had its traditional series. So once to target, yeah, that next measured move to target, we're going into the open at the completion. And once we, get an RTH high, I think the series of longs should be respected until they break. So the first tests of these longs I will be taking. It's just a matter of when it happens. We very well could run up into resistance levels before it happens, but I would not be surprised to see that 50%, 59.72 here today. But I would just be cautious of longs above that 38. Not that I'm necessarily going to sell that 38 immediately, but I definitely will not be looking for a long trade in the open. So anyway, that's going to wrap up my morning trade plan. Once again, just going over the ES and NQ here. Don't want to be tempted, even though I really think oil, I just don't want to be tempted to trade it during this challenge I'm doing, because trading multiple markets on a challenge I think is not a good idea. But oil has been really technical to the upside, just looking at it out of the corner of my eye. But all right, I'll share my levels in the room and talk to you guys there. Take care.